Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Today's video is the update for my project Level Up. If you don't know what that is, everything you need to know is linked down below, as well as the creator of this project, Sophie Alexandra. And Project Level Up is where you pick or randomize a palette. In level 1, you try to hit pan in one eyeshadow and use all of the shades once. Why was that so hard for me? In level 2, you hit pan in 2 shadows and you use all of the shades twice, and so on and so forth. Some people are doing, instead of hitting pan, hitting usage goals. I have a whole bunch of people linked down below who you should check out, who inspired me to do this project and who are fun to watch. Last update, I completed my level 4 palette. And I rolled in my level 1 palette because I will be continuing this project. I have categorized my palettes this year by season. That way I hope to be able to work on palettes that kind of fit the season. And we rolled a ColourPop palette last time. Now I was a little bit scared, but it was a fun palette. And it was only level 1, so if you know, ColourPop shadows are quite hard to hit pan on. But level 1, I was like, I might be able to do that. So I was working on my ColourPop The Child palette, and this is what mine looks like as of today. Now, we had 2 pans in here, and as of right now we also have 2 pans in here, but we do have a new pan in here. We had a little bit of a casualty. This shimmer right here used to have a pan, so when I started this project it did have a pan. I somehow don't really know how it happened, dug my nail into it. I went across that shadow, so it was beaten. So I pressed it back in, so I lost that pan. But I was able to hit a new pan, and it is in the shadow right here. It is a very tiny pan, because I hit it today. I was kind of hoping that I would hit it sooner rather than later. Because I did have to film this update, and I did my makeup this morning before I went horse riding, and I did not have a pan, and I was like, it's probably gonna take me another 2 to 3 uses to hit pan, so I will just film the update this afternoon and roll in my level 2 palette, even though I'm not finished with level 1. But then I did my makeup again today for filming, and I hit the pan. So that's why it's still very tiny, but it is a pan. You can definitely see it right here. And yeah, I completely forgot to track all of my uses. Like, I just went straight into it. It was like, I'm gonna do this, and I completely forgot. But this shadow I've used once. That shadow, I'm pretty sure I've used it about 10 to 15 times. Like, when I tell you that I have paired this eyeshadow with everything you could imagine, I'm not lying. Today I have it combined with pink. I've combined it with golds. I've combined it with some shadows from this palette, like greens. I've done combinations with my pan, those eyeshadows as much as I could. Like, all of the combinations that you could think of, I've done with this shadow. So about 10 to 15 uses. Then this shade I've used once. This gold shade I've used once. That middle green one I've used twice. This one, I want to say I used it about 4 times. I do really like this shadow, and it pairs really nicely with this one. The dark brown I've used once. This one I've used about 3 or 4 times because it paired really nicely in my outer corner. And then this shadow I've used once. That is a satin. I don't really love that, but you know, one use was okay. So that is this palette. I really enjoyed using this palette. The only shadow that did not impress me was this gold one. It was very, very patchy, really difficult to pick up on a brush. But I don't really love to use my fingers when I apply shadows because it's very hard to place them right where I want to place them. And I don't really understand because these other shimmers are very nice to work with. They are so easy. They do all have a little bit of fallout, but it's not that bad. They're not patchy. They blend out really nicely. That gold one just didn't do it for me. I did not like that one. So luckily I only had to use it once. And I was able to work on this one for hitting pan. So that is level 1 completed. So we get to roll in level 2. I am still gonna use my winter palette wheel, and my winter palettes wheel also has all of the palettes that I was like comfortable working on throughout the whole year. So there's quite a few options. I think I mentioned this in my last video. I'm not really sure what I will do if I roll a palette that I've already worked on in this project. This is now palette number 9 that I've worked on because I did levels 1 through 4 twice last year. So, and this is again level 1. So I've worked on 9 palettes. I'm not really sure what I will do if I roll a palette that I've already worked on. I will just check what I want to do. And there might be some palettes that I cannot work on because there's not enough shades to hit pan on, but I think we'll be good. We shall see. I will roll 3 palettes and then I'll pick one. So here we go. My Nabla singles. Okay, right off the bat, I cannot work on those because they all have pan. Except for one? No, they all have pan. So, we're gonna roll again. I cannot work on those. ColourPop Nude Mood. Oh my gosh. The Obsession palette by Flormar. That is actually a quad, so that wouldn't be too hard. Or a Viseart Peach. Is that in my winter palettes? Why did I put that in my winter palettes? That's literally oranges and peaches, but okay. I'm gonna grab my palettes and I'll be right back. I'm actually gonna re-roll again for my ColourPop Nude Mood palette because I have some of the shades from that palette in my Panda Palette Roulette, so it doesn't really make sense to roll that one into this project. So I'm gonna re-roll for that one and then I'll have my 3 options. Beauty Bay and Nikki. Oh my gosh, I worked on that too. Beauty Bay Nikki tutorials. That was also my level 2 last time. Well, let's not do that one again. That would not really be useful. New Mood. ColourPop Inner Trance. Okay. I'll get that one and be right back. Okay, I have my palettes. The first option is the Flormar Obsessions quad. That's hard to open. This is what that looks like. We have some warm neutrals. Nothing very spectacular, but easy enough to work on. I have no idea how deep these pans are. But that's the first option. Then the second option, I don't really know why I put this one in my winter wheel, but oh well. It is the Viseart Peach palette. This is what it looks like. Has some peachy shadows, and I already have pan in 2 shadows, so I would have to hit pan in the remaining 2. Yeah. Again, I feel like it's more of a spring summer palette, but alright. And then the last option is Colourpop in a Trance. Now this one I honestly haven't used enough. I only hit pan in the glitter, which the pan has now disappeared because this is very easy to move around. Oh, it matches my nails very nicely. Okay, so that is the last option. I have 3 shimmers left. I could hit pan in 2. So that'd be easy enough, or like that light blue wouldn't be too hard. Yeah. Honestly, I know I've categorized them by season, but I feel like these 2 are very, well, this one is more of like a fall palette, and then this one feels more summery or springy to me. So I don't really know what I was thinking putting these in, although I could see myself working on something like this when I'm transitioning from fall into winter, but maybe not like winter to spring like we're doing now. So I'm scared, but we're gonna work on another Colourpop palette. This is gonna be my level 2 palette. I will give you a close-up of all of the colors. So we have a mauve matte, a purple matte, and this blue satin. Then a very light blue matte, a glitter that I'm not gonna count towards this project as in hitting pan. I mean, I can use it, I don't have to use it, but hitting pan in this glitter won't count because I've had pan in this before and I don't use this on my eyes, so we're not counting that one. Then here is a pink shimmer, and then this is a pink satin, a purpley, very cool toned shimmer. It almost looks gray, and then this sort of inner corner highlight with a blue to purple reflect to it, which is also a very cool shadow. Yeah, not, like I said, not a lot of use on this palette. I've used the glitter very often for festival looks. I've used it like in my hair and such. I love this glitter. I love the Colourpop glitters for that. But other than that, I haven't really touched this palette a whole lot. If I look at this, I think I've dipped into all of these shades except for this one, but not a lot. This is the shadow that has the most use. You can see a slight, I don't even want to call it a dip, but that's about it. So I'm thinking for sure I will be hitting pan in one of the, or 2 of the shimmers. Pretty sure if I'm gonna work on a matte, it will probably be that light blue, because that would be easy enough to use. But yeah, wow, I'm very washed out. This is gonna be level 2, another Colourpop one. I'm excited. That is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will hopefully see you in one of my next videos. Bye bye!